Good morning, grade 9. Today we're going to take skills, vocabulary, money and finance vocabulary. So, our lesson today is about money and finance vocabulary. If you look to the picture over here, you can find a quotation from a science fiction novel, okay? So, we're gonna read the quotation. Okay, and then we have to answer this question. The question says, which planet do you think it is describing? What are the small green pieces of paper? And what does the author think about them? Let's read the quotation. This planet has, or rather had, a problem. Which was this? Most of the people living on it were unhappy for pretty much of the time. Many solutions were suggested for this problem, but most of these were largely concerned with the movements of small green pieces of paper, which is odd because, on the whole, it was not the small green pieces of paper that were unhappy. Douglas Adams. Now, what do you think? Which planet he's talking about? I think it is obvious that he's talking about Earth. Okay? And what are the green pieces of paper that we use most of the time? What are they? Let's now answer the question together. The quotation is describing the earth. The small green pieces of paper are banknotes, and the author does not understand why the pieces of paper made people unhappy. So, what do you think? You can just contact me and tell me about your opinion. Now, let's see exercise number 2, money and finance. Study the words in the box and answer the questions. We have money and payment, cash machine, credit card, currency, current account, debit card, exchange rate, in debt, notes, pen, pocket money, rate of interest, recipe, savings account. All these words we are familiar with, so easy. So let's now read the questions and answer them. Number 1. If you want to earn interest while your money is in the bank, you should open A current account, B saving account. Of course, savings account. Number 2, when you are in debt, you A owe money or you save money. It is A, you owe money. Number 3, if you do not have money in your account, you should use your debit card or credit card. It is B, of course, credit card. Number 4, when you are buying foreign currency, you need to check the exchanging rate. Okay, it's A, not B, rate of interest. And 5, when the banks are closed, you can draw out money from a pen or a cash machine. A cash machine. B. Number 6. PIN stands for personal identification number or personal identification name. It is always a number. When we say ID, it is a number, okay? So it's a personal identification number. This is the end of our lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. In the next slide, you can see the meanings of the words if you don't know them. Thank you so much.
Hello, ninth graders at Al Muhammadiyya School and Kindergarten. I hope you are all doing great and in good health. Today we're going to start a new topic, which is third conditional. You can find this in your student book, page 81. Before we start our new topic, let's have a quick review of the clauses that we took. In the previous 2 units, we took first conditional and second conditional. So, when do we use a first conditional? We use a first conditional to make predictions about the future. When it comes to conditionals, it has 2 parts, 2 clauses. The first is called the if clause, and the second one is called the main clause or the result. So this is the action and this is the result. So how do we form a first conditional? We form a first conditional with if plus a subject plus a verb in the present simple. It is followed by a comma. After that we have, for the main clause, we start with a subject, will, and a verb in the base form. Second conditional. We took second conditional. Why do we use second conditionals? Yes, we talk about imaginary situation and or events and its results. How do we structure it? We structure it using past simple, yes. What else do we need? We need would plus the verb in its base form. So as you can see, if I saved a lot of money, I would buy that mansion. We use the verb in the past simple. After that, with the main clause, we used would plus verb in the base form. After we reviewed the conditionals that we took in the previous units, now let's start with our lesson, which is the third conditional. So now let's take a look at Mr. Simpson. Mr. Simpson is having some thoughts now. These thoughts are actually imaginary. They never happened. The first thought is, did I go to college? The second thought is, did I get a degree? Can you guess what he is going to say? Okay, let's have a look. Did you have a correct guess or not? If I had gone to college, I would have gotten a degree. So now, let's see, when do we use the third conditional? We use the third conditional when we want to talk about regrets or actions in the past that we want to be different. Now, let's see, how do we structure a sentence using the third conditional? Can somebody remind me of what Mr. Simpson said? Correct. If I had gone to college, I would have gotten a degree. How did he start his sentence? He started it with if. What was followed by? It was followed by a subject, which is I. After that, what's the tense? What's the used tense? Had gone. And this is the correct. This is the past perfect. Next, it is followed by a comma. After that, for the main clause, it is followed by another subject, which is the subject, usually the same as the first one in the previous clause. After that, it is followed by would. After would, we have have, and finally it is followed by the past participant. Auxiliaries. The auxiliaries that I can use with the third conditional are would, when we're certain, might, when we're not sure, something that is uncertainly, could, when we talk about opportunities or abilities, contractions, we've, might have, may have, could have. Exercise. Use the following situations to construct examples with the third conditional. Example: I forgot to set up my alarm clock, so I woke up late. If I had set up my alarm clock, I wouldn't have woken up late. 1. I didn't pay the gas bill, so I couldn't take a shower. How do we change it into a third conditional sentence? If I had paid the gas bill, I would have taken a shower. 2. I didn't do the laundry last Sunday, so I couldn't wear my favorite shirt. 2. If I had done my laundry last Sunday, I would have worn my favorite shirt. 3. I didn't study for my math test, so I flunked. 3. If I had studied for my math test, I wouldn't have flunked. 4. It rained cats and dogs, so I got soaked because I didn't carry an umbrella. Think. How do we change it into a third conditional sentence? Let's see, did you get it correct? If I had carried an umbrella, I wouldn't have got soaked. This is all for the third conditional. Please remember to do your homework, which is page 72, and do the worksheets regarding this unit. Lots of love, your English teacher. Now we're going to start a new topic. What is our topic? Correct, writing. Does anybody know what type of writing we are going to take? Yes, it's a formal type of writing. It is a formal letter. You can find it in your student book, page 82. What is letter writing? Letter writing is a skill that has to be developed because we need to communicate and convey some information to people. We have two types of writing, which are the formal type and informal type. A formal letter is a letter written to a business, a college, or any company. In other words, they are not considered friends or family. When we say it is a formal letter, that means we have to use a formal language. Formal language is often associated with written standard conventions. It is complex, it has complete sentences, it is impersonal, and you have to avoid colloquial or slang vocab. This is how a formal letter used to look like. As you can see, it usually started with your address. And after that, you would find the date in which you wrote your letter. But because nowadays we are using emails, so this part is actually skipped. So you won't find it in your email letters. Salutations or greetings and ending letters. Salutations means how you start your letter. Dear Sir or Madam, if you do not know the name of the person you are writing to, use this. It is always advisable to try to find out the name. 2. Dear Mr. Jenkins, if you know the name, use the title. Mr., Mrs., Miss, or Miss, Doctor, etc. And the surname only. If you are writing to a woman and do not know if she uses Mrs. or Miss, you can use Miss, which is for married and single women. Ending letters. When we use your faithful, if you do not know the name of the person, end the letter this way. Yours sincerely is used if you know the name of the person, then end the letter this way. Your signature is when you sign your name, then print it underneath the signature. If you think the person you are writing to might not know whether you are male or female, put your title in brackets after your name. Now, let's have a look at our letter on page 82. Dear Sir or Madam, I am writing to inquire about the range of tents that I recently saw advertised in Let's Go Camping magazine. I am planning a camping holiday this summer in Scotland. As you know, it can be quite wet and windy there, even in summer. So could you please tell me whether the backpackers or the camp out range would be more suitable? I am going with 2 friends, and we are planning to take quite a lot of equipment. Do you know if the 3-berth tents have plenty of storage space? I would be grateful if you could also let me know what colors the tents are available in, and how long it will take to deliver. Finally, could you also tell me if you sell sleeping bags? I look forward to hearing from you. Your faithful Claire Bates. After reading, what is the purpose of writing the letter? Yes, it was asking information about tents and camping equipment. How did the writer start the letter? Yes, she started with Dear Sir or Madam. How did she end the letter? She ended the letter by saying, I look forward to hearing from you. And she used your faithful because we agreed we use your faithful when I don't know the name of the writer. If I know the name of the writer, I usually use yours sincerely. And after that, you sign your name and print after that your name. Now, let's have a look at the first paragraph. The first paragraph starts from I am writing until camping magazine. What do we write in the first paragraph? We write the reason we are writing, and we usually start with the sentence I am writing to. In this case, they are asking for information about tents. Another thing that we write in this paragraph is where did we see the advertisement? In this case, it was in Let's Go Camping magazine. second paragraph starts from I am planning until more suitable. What do we discuss in this paragraph? In the second paragraph, you are going to discuss the reason you need this equipment, or in this case, why do we need the tent? So the writer here tells us that he needs the tent because they are having a camping holiday in Scotland. Paragraph number 3 starts from I am going until storage space. What are we going to discuss in this paragraph? They are asking for more information because our friend is going with 2 other friends and he needs to know if enough space for the 3 of them and their equipment. The next paragraph starts from I would and ends with to deliver. What is our friend asking here? He is asking about the colors of the tent, what colors do they have, and how much time it needs to be delivered. The next line tells us that what does he need finally? What's the last step that he needs or the last thing that he needs? He is asking for more information about sleeping bags. He wants to know if this company sells sleeping bags. Don't forget to write. I look forward to hearing from you. Write your faithfully and don't forget your signature. One way of making formal letters more polite is using indirect questions. Do you have an idea what an indirect question is? Let's look at the letter and try to find out. An indirect question could be like, could you please tell me whether the backpacker or the camp out ranger would be more suitable? It is a more polite way. Another example starts with, do you know if the 3 berth tents have plenty of storage space? Another example could be, could you also tell me if you sell sleeping bags? I think this is all for formal letters. Now let's have a look at a sample. Please make sure that you copy it on your notebook. Dear Sir or Madam, I am writing to inquire about the range of bikes that I recently saw advertised in Let Go Cycling magazine. I am planning a cycling holiday this summer in the Lake District. As you know, the terrains there can be quite rough, so could you please tell me whether the Easy Rider touring range or the adventure range would be more suitable? I am going for a whole month, and so I am planning to take a lot of luggage. Do you know if it could be possible to fit panniers to the bike? I would be grateful if you could also let me know if the bikes are available with large frames and how much the postage and packing is for bikes under $200. Finally, could you also tell me if you sell lights and locks? I look forward to hearing from you. Your faithful, Charlotte Simpson. Before I go, always remember you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Please don't forget to do your homework, which is your workbook, page 73, and to write me a letter asking about information, which is in your booklet, worksheet number 12. Have a great day, your English teacher.